Welcome back to CEO Money. Michael Yorba on Health and Wellness Tuesday. All right, our next guest is a longtime friend of Mervyn Price, co-host on the show and partner in the company. Dr. Gene Thompson, Hill City, Cayman Islands.
Director Gene Thompson.
Director, excuse me. Please, Mervyn, give us a little background on Director Gene Thompson and bring him in.
Well, I've known Gene for a while, and he's a man with a vision. He had a vision some years ago, and that was healthcare must be affordable, it must be the highest quality, and it must be available to everyone. And he was considered a bit of a maverick in the Cayman Islands some years ago when he went out and bought a piece of land miles from anywhere. And he basically put together a vision and a dream which has utterly surprised most people in the United States, in the medical industry, and some in the world. So I'd like to introduce Gene Thompson to you. Hello, Gene.
Hi, Mervyn. Thank you all. It's an honor to be on.
Thank you, Gene. Thanks for coming to the show. Merv, please, Gene's got some background here. Gene's
got a lot of background. Gene, just explain a little bit about yourself and your motivation to take the hospital and some of the hurdles you faced as you did it.
Well, I'm a developer by trade or by profession, and we're not afraid of risk. And when I was contacted by our current partners, which is Narayana Health is a managing partner, and Ascension Health are partners as well. When I was approached to look at a project that would greatly change the way healthcare was delivered, I embraced it. Somebody asked how long I'd been in healthcare and what drew me into healthcare, and I said I have no idea, just the opportunity, and I was in the right place at the right time. But the concept is amazing. It's based on an Indian model of delivery, which is extremely high quality at very low cost with great customer service in filling it. And those things in healthcare are generally generally oxymoron.
Well, they're the holy grail of healthcare, Gene. How do you feel that you've achieved such strides in care? And why don't you explain something about the government as your partner and what you're able to do there as well?
So we when we started this process about 7 or 8 years ago, we went to the government about this project. And, of course, we're a small economy, a small island. The government said, look, this can be another pillar of our economy, which is the word that we tend to shy away from is called medical tourism. We tend to call it destination health care. But they embraced us well. The government did the legislative changes that were necessary.
What were those, Gene?
So we changed 9 laws and 13 regulations, including the health practitioners law, the planning law, the immigration law, the organ transplant law, and on and on. Almost too many to list.
What about med malpractice insurance, Gene? I mean, that's got to be high out there in the Cayman Islands if anything goes wrong.
Well, we did change the medical malpractice law as well, and that made a huge difference. That was actually line item number 3 in our cost for the hospital, based on normal costing. Once the law was changed, it was line level, probably number 25 or something. To give you an order of magnitude, our cost went from about $10 million a year if we weren't in a captive to about $250,000 a year, which is a huge saving.
Massive.
Tell me, that took the government, it took a lot of work to do that, and I know the people involved. Talk about the procedures that are available to you, to people in the hospital.
So the hospital was designed as a destination-based tertiary care center. And we initially started with cardiac, cardiology, orthopedics, pulmonology, and those things went very, very well. In the cardiac space, we'll do anything that almost any hospital on the planet will do equally as good, and we believe in many cases better. Orthopedics, sports medicine, we're at the top level. We'll do full sports medicine, we'll do full orthopedics. And we've advanced. We have a full neurosciences institute. We do neurosurgery, we do neurology, interventional neurology. We do general GI surgery now, full GI, full laparoscopic. And basically, a pretty wide list of procedures we do. Most of them in the high end, and most of them are the super specialties. So we don't generally practice in the day-to-day general care, primary care space.
So I take it you have very high-end clients coming from all points of the world to take advantage of the procedures and the facilities?
Well, we don't.
Okay.
And when I say that we don't, Michael, we have clients coming from all over the world, primarily from the Western world, but not high end, because our founder and our motto is to commoditize healthcare, make healthcare affordable to all, accessible to all. So we offer a very unique model, and it's a fully bundled model in that whenever you're coming in for a procedure, given the price up front, you know what the price is up front, and when you leave, that's all you get charged. It's single line billing, it's one flat rate, and that's all you pay. Yes, the high-end clients, because of our high-end procedures, do come here in significant numbers. But also the average guy can afford our care, and they get the same level of care as the high-end patient that would.
Gene, I'm looking through your website at healthcitycaymanislands.com, and I don't know if it's an anomaly, but I'm looking at the cost comparisons for open heart surgery. It seems to be low relative to the rest of the world. Can you explain that page to me a little bit more? Why it's so low?
So in general, our cost is about a third to a quarter of the cost of what would be considered average U.S. prices. An average open heart surgery with no complications or non-complicated surgery is about $32,000 US all in. That's from the time you arrive on the island, you're picked up at the plane, so you're taken back. And the reason we can do that is because we're following a model that has been proven and true and tried in India many, many times and many times over. It's a protocol-based system. So the other thing that makes us different is every single person that works at the hospital is an employee of the hospital, so they have to follow the protocols of the hospital. That's what allows us to do much lower cost and much better outcomes because everything is measurable. We do 80 KPI quality reports on a monthly basis. That's done the 10th of the following month, and every single professional at the hospital is required to subscribe to that, which allows us, again, to reduce cost and create better quality.
Thank you, Gene. As we move towards the second part of this, which is going to be focused a little bit more on the financials and development, how many beds are there at the moment, and how many do you plan on finishing the project with?
So this is our beta hospital. We're 104 beds. Our goal and our approval is for up to 2,000 beds. We're in our initial expansion program now to add about another 150 to 200 beds to the current hospital. That's our thought process now. And we plan to build out the entire program over about 15 to 20 years.
Well, Gene, very quickly, this kind of hospital and that kind of expansion with nurses, doctors, requires infrastructure, and you're right in the middle of the island there. Is there ongoing development in utilities and infrastructure resources, hotels, condominiums, apartments, shops, stores, etc.?
Actually, Mervyn, there's just a lot of bush. We're having to build all of that out. In fact, we've started the process of our first residences and our first commercial building to support the hospital. We estimate that this will be about a 4 or 5 million square foot development when it's all done. And right now we're only about a couple of 100,000 square feet. So it's a lot to go.
Wow, that's a lot of development.
You mentioned how many beds, but how many doctors do you have on staff, and what are your plans there? We've got about a minute and a half left in this particular segment.
So right now we have about 36 doctors on staff. Our total staff count right now is 287. And we actually pulled those doctors from a pool in India. Dr. Shetty has 39 hospitals and about 18 or 20,000 staff. So thankfully, we're able to resource ourselves from a staff standpoint pretty easily for now. As we grow, that's going to be more and more a challenge, and we'll have to figure that out as we go along.
Okay. All right. I'm looking also at your website too, and laboratories specialized in testing, advanced medical imaging, and radiology. Are you saying that you're really on the cutting edge of technology when it comes to the medical industry for surgery and rehabilitation and care?
We believe technology is the future of healthcare, so the answer to that is absolutely. All of our equipment is state of the art, and we live on the edge of what's new and the best technology and the best at imaging and lab equipment that you can get. That's because we believe that helps reduce cost, it helps reduce mistakes, it helps make your care delivery much better.
Got it. We've got about a minute left in this segment. Probably time for maybe one more question, Merv, and then we got to go to a break.
Well, the question that I have is how do people outside the Cayman Islands find out about you? Because you're so available.
Yep. So Mervyn, we our market right now are to the about the 60 million self-insured lives in the U.S. and we're actually pushing into that market relatively well. We actually go direct to the companies that want to find ways of having surety of cost, reduce costs, and very good outcomes. The uptake on that has been pretty strong. We've found strong uptake from the region, the Caribbean region. We've serviced patients from almost every single island in the region now, and some of the Americas, Panama, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and so on. And our current strategy is direct marketing. Obviously, as we grow, we'll have to broaden that strategy.
We've got to move in there, Tom.
Gene, I hate to do this, but we've got to take a commercial break. Please stay with us. We'll cover more about your hospital and your technological advancements on the other side of the break, all right?
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back with Gene Thompson, Director, Health City, Cayman Islands. This is CEO Money with Michael Yorba and Mervyn Price.